Hi everyone, welcome to Matter Interview with Klara Kopi. Today I'm here with Microchip GNU, the creator of 3XR Spaces. Hi, how are you, Microchip GNU? Or
I'm doing very
Louise?
well. Wish, wish is fine. Wish is fine. Super good. Here, just yeah, international calls. That's super cool.
It's great, right? We can talk across the ocean
The true metaverse.
through metaverse. Like some said, we're space traveling in some
Hmm.
sense. And time traveling. We're in different time zones. Go
That's true.
figure. So let's start talking a bit about you. To people who don't know you, let's know a little bit about your background. Where did you come from? How did you became who you are today?
Yeah, yeah. These are typical questions. Well, I'm Luis. I'm Portuguese. I've been living in Portugal for the past 28 years. Yeah. What two of my passions are VR and blockchain. That's why metaverse makes sense. And yeah, I studied computer engineering. So I've been involved in software development for a couple of years now. And yeah, so professionally, I've been working building games at first, and then joined crypto startups yeah, 4 years ago. So I've been working for crypto
Awesome.
startups since 2018, and yeah, that's I have two cats. That's the fun fact.
That's great. Do you think that there was a transition from your previous work area to Web3 and blockchains? How was that,
No,
if there was?
yeah. So for me, like, I don't think there was like a clear transition because I did some internships before while I was studying. But when I joined the workforce and started working like full time, it was always
Yeah.
crypto. So there wasn't like really a transition. But I helped a lot of people like I onboarded a lot of people to work with me and over the years. So I saw like people transitioning from like a traditional software development companies to Web3, and yeah, that's an interesting thing to watch, to be honest, because like a lot of these folks come from like completely different environments, and then they get here and they see like communities and they participate in, they engage directly with people that use the product. So it's completely different environment, but it's super cool, I think. Yeah, for example, like this, like we were before just this call, we were just talking about like things I built, things that you use,
Yeah.
and this is like completely different from like, you cannot talk to like people building Facebook, right? Or it's
Yeah.
not so easy, I guess.
It's true.
So there's definitely connection, more connection for people that are creating these things, and the creators. So that's a good thing.
Sure. Yeah. Actually, I'm very interested in this. You're doing now an update through 3XR. You're creating this new product of let me remember the sentence. I think it's space as service, not space, not as service, as space, like a PFP but with spaces.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're making this. It's SFP, so
Yeah,
space for
that's
proof.
it. Space for proof. Yeah.
No, that's cool. That's cool that you know that. That's a nice. So yeah, it's essentially, well, we just tried to like take the PFP normal thing and make it
Yeah.
for spaces, which makes sense. But then like the utility and you probably know, like, create thing or create .react space where you can
Super
create your
cool.
galleries as NFTs. So
Yeah.
all of these SFPs that we're launching, they will be also part of the templates that people can choose when they are creating these galleries, right?
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I think that's kind of like the best utility, because you hold something, then people that are using it will put you in
Mm-hmm.
royalties. So if you end up selling, like, you're always benefiting from that. And yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, it's very cool. I've been seeing the whole community making bounties to make galleries, and people get together to collect things from all over Mintbase to put them in a place in a cool way to show up. Oh, here's this collection of texts, like I saw recently in the near forum, or a different theme of art. That there's so much art in Mintbase. There's so many artists actually in your community, right? Producing all the time, musicians, people doing audiovisual products. It's amazing, and
Yeah.
3XR helps to organize that and put not only organize, but put it in a way that you feel like you're there with your art. Like, oh, here's my gallery, and you can show up to people. Oh, look, my gallery. It's virtual as my NFTs are, but you can see them. And if you have VR, you can even be there in the gallery, and that's amazing. Like you can, it's like you have your own private gallery in your house.
Yeah,
That's brilliant. It's
for
very
sure.
cool. You see everything take shape, right? It's
Yeah.
not only you collect things, you can actually show up, show people that what you have, and be there in your space. It's very cool. And I think you can put also 3D objects, right?
Yep. So today it's not so easy. So if you get close enough to the NFT, and if it has like a 3D object, it will show up. But we're now working on like making this more customizable. So you can say, so here I want my 3D object, and yeah, more customization for sure. Will I mean we're almost there. Like probably like in 2 to 3 weeks we'll be releasing this to a beta
Awesome.
stage yet. But
Yeah.
yeah, it will be super exciting to see, like, because right now you can customize, but it's not so flexible. But I think once people can like actually use the space, but like display things however they want, it will be. I mean, for example, crypto voxels is amazing. You can do so much there.
Yeah.
And my goal is to make it not as the same thing as crypto voxels, but as flexible as crypto voxels for sure.
Yeah, but everything is very new, right? We are seeing it being born. So
For
yeah,
sure.
it takes time to build things. So yeah, we're lucky to be there and watch it being built and be a part of it, testing it, improving it, and yeah, being part of it. Actually,
Yep.
near itself is very new.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's all brand new. It's a brave new world. It's
100%.
awesome. What do you think of DAOs? Are you involved in any DAO? Or how do you feel about it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the first. So as I mentioned before, like I joined the crypto space in 2017, like late 2017, and
It's been a
it was
while.
mostly, yeah, it's been a while, and it was mostly like because of NFTs, right? It was the first thing that really caught my eye, and I was like, yes, this is the
Yeah.
thing I want to work on. um but then, like, I was hearing, like, I went to this talk, like, probably I was 2 months in the crypto space. There was this talk here in Lisbon, by some guy from Consensus. I went there, and then yeah, he was explaining what DAOs are, and all of a sudden he explains, like, there was this DAO attack, or this hack, where
Oh.
yeah, on Ethereum, like, it was like one of the biggest hacks ever. And essentially, there's Ethereum Classic and Ethereum because of the DAO hack. The DAO was hacked,
Oh.
then they had to fork the chain and make like a completely new chain, and
Oh my.
get people the money prior to the hack. And I was like, man, DAOs are not a thing I want to touch. Like they're hackable. I'm just kidding.
Traumatized.
But it was funny because I was there listening to this conversation and I couldn't understand a word. I was like, our organizations, why do you need like a decentralized organization?
Yeah.
And then like but like 2 years later, COVID, right? COVID hit,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I was working remotely. I was working with people from all over the world, and I started hearing more like, yeah, we should make a company, or we should do this, or we should, how do we manage funds? How do we do this, right? And all of a sudden, like, creating a company is hard, right? You need like to put a lot of paper. You need to do. I'm just talking about companies because these are more the legal structured
Yeah.
organizations we have. Like, so like when you want to start a company, it's like you have to put a lot of paperwork. You need
Mhm.
to. There's a lot of things involved, right? It's not easy,
No.
and then like we started talking thinking about, yeah, what if this is a DAO, right? And then I started researching more DAOs, and on Ethereum it was super expensive to run a DAO, so I never really did it.
Yeah.
But it kept on my mind, right? I was thinking more like, okay, this is definitely the future. Startups in the future will be DAOs. Not only startups, but like startups for sure. Makes sense, like having this sort of organization help like people that are users as well, like, or people that are
Hmm.
participating on that whole process, like be part of the voices there, right? So this made sense, and I think I joined Near, right? I joined Near in January last year, so about like a year and a half ago.
Hmm.
And then like I started hearing about Sputnik DAO, and
Yeah.
Sputnik DAO is like the base for Astro DAO today.
Hmm.
It's like the contracts, right?
Yeah.
And Sputnik DAO showed a lot of potential. It's because Near is cheap, it's fast. You see like all of these communities sputting out like DAOs and like managing things and doing crazy stuff. So it made sense to start participating on these things, I guess. So I joined the VR DAO at first and helped there for a bit. I'm still in the council, but I'm not as active anymore. But I'm still there, accepting proposals from time to time. But
Awesome.
then yeah, I created different DAOs because for me, DAOs are more like a software primitive, such as NFTs or fungible tokens.
Hmm.
So for me, the main goal of DAOs and the concept I'm using today is like I want to make a collection of NFTs, right? So if I want to mint tokens, I will mint through the DAO. So I'll create a proposal to the DAO. The DAO mints.
Hmm.
Then I'm not involved in the payouts any longer. Like it's just the DAO that keeps like all the funds in. So if people want to keep building on top of this, it's it's easy, right? You can just like add more people to the council or do so many crazy things there. So your question was, I'm involved. Yes, I'm involved, but I really want to, be more of a builder for other
Hmm.
DAOs and like help them achieve other bigger visions than like just accepting funds to move and like how can you create on top of your DAO? That's a thing for me.
Oh, that's great. You talked about uh, everything that you do related to DAOs. That you said that you're still uh, related to VR DAO, right?
Yeah.
But not as active because you are building stuff. Well, actually, you're building a meta space for DAOs to use
Yeah.
and all this kind of this products words sometimes.
Projects.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. But yeah, you're there and you are a part of important part of DAOs, right? Every DAO actually, well, I don't know every DAO, but I know many DAOs are using 3XR, Mintbase, everyone that has an NFT pretty much, or use Mintbase or Paras. But actually, I know more people that use Mintbase.
Funny
Paras,
fact, like
sorry.
sorry, the fun fact is I was just doing some gathering some data last week, and we found out that 10% of all DAOs on here are owners or minters in Mintbase stores. So that's a lot. That's like 50, around like 50 DAOs.
Awesome.
That's a big number. Yep.
Awesome.
So we just need to, get on board more DAOs because
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
and also people will start to understand that NFTs are not something to be collected and stand still there. Like, oh yeah, I have an NFT that is my collection. You can have utilities for that, and people are still trying to understand. Right, on Metaverse DAO, for instance, we use NFTs to be a historical record of events happening on the metaverse. We use it as a proof of attendance to events. We use it to mint our magazines in a permanent way on the permaweb because it's all is there on
Yep.
our wave. And if you try to do that outside of Mintbase, you'll be a pain because I already thought about it before knowing Mintbase. And yeah, it's not that easy. And it's very easy and very cheap actually to create an NFT to mint your texts. You write something, you have a poem, you have anything written, yeah, you can put it there. And people think usually, I think most people think that you have to have an image to mint something. It's well, I think you have to have a cover, but it doesn't have to be the image. Only the image, the NFT. You can put more stuff there. You can add your legal document if you feel like it. It's very interesting actually the use cases that you can make of it.
Yep.
And now you have a lot of you have Tamago that is also working with audio, right? So you have all this structure using NFTs not only as collectibles, but also as something that you can have in use for it on the blockchain. And it's very cool.
Sure. Yeah,
It's
I
brilliant.
always say like people like in YouTube videos are old, right? It's a thing that's been out there for about 20
Yeah.
years. Like, and literally like you choose this platform to upload your video and then they stream it and then they take profits and distribute that a part of those profits to the creators, to the big creators.
A
But
really,
here
really
we're doing
tiny bit.
some, yeah, like super tiny. I was seeing this stats yesterday or something like YouTube pays on average, I think, not pays, but like there are so many channels with so much content there that on average each person on YouTube gets like $2 or something. Like if they were to distribute all the money they pay out to creators, each channel would get like $2 or something. So some like the few percent get like the big part, and then the others get nothing. Like it's super hard.
Yeah.
But the thing here is that we're choosing the platform that doesn't really monetize on your content, that you can like put your stuff there and then just choose a way to publish it. So I think we still need like the public, not the sorry, not the publishers. The what's the word? The publish is you. You are the publisher. You have your store.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
mint things there, so you're the publisher. But the it's not the publisher. What's the name? It's well, the people that I have it in my.
I think I know what you mean. Let me, yeah. Oh, well, English is not the first language. Sometimes we forget the words.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's
Publishers,
the yeah. Oh,
distributors.
yeah.
So now I need a way to distribute this. So if you have like a good community, maybe your community distributes by itself.
Yeah,
But if not, like I still think like the Web3 space and the NFT space still has like a lot of open opportunities for people to build these things. So Tamago like focusing on audio, that makes sense, right? We all use like Spotify or
yeah,
SoundCloud or well, we need a alternative way for this. So makes sense. And
sure.
yeah, this is just my comment on what you're saying.
Oh, it'd be great when people start to create a YouTube not a substitute because I think it would be better, but equivalent. It's something that people
Yeah.
go to see videos and interact with people and pay people to watch their videos, because yeah, you're creating, you should be paid. People
Yeah,
sometimes forget that creatives need to eat too. Like you can't just make art, free art all the time. You have to be paid. But yeah, there's this thing that people expect people to create things for free all the time. But yeah, it's an education also, I guess.
yeah. And I think like, well, the internet is more than 30 years old at this point. But like in the grand scheme of things, we're just started, right, with the international connections and sharing
Yeah,
things and doing all of this. So if you think about it, like, um, I think people right now are very are, like, it's very used to like how all of these platforms work. And they I mean, I've made music, I've published music, I have my music on Spotify. I never got a
yeah,
cent. But I did not expect to get a cent. But maybe like, if you invert like the how the way this works, and you just self-publish, and things are out there, you don't know, you probably don't expect to be paid. But you know that if it's open, developers, companies can build on top of this, and maybe they find ways to maybe somehow show your work. And
yeah,
for example, like 3XR, I'm saying this, but I'm thinking like how 3XR works. So you can create a gallery of others' work. If your gallery gets sold, like the people that created the initial NFTs, they will get paid, and they don't even know why. So that's
yeah.
kind of like the forward thinking, where, like, creating new ways for people to monetize their things, because we all need money to eat. That's
Sure.
we all.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'm really liking to see all this movement, and right in the beginning, because as I said before, you were saying that you plan to do a lot of things with your project, but that's it. We are right at the beginning of it. You are not doing that for 10 years. You just began, and we're all creating new structures. You are building something new on here, and it is part of the meta space, of the imaginary space, of the something, yeah, that people will build upon. And that's great. It's a great project. I like it.
Nice, thank you.
Soon I'll
Yeah,
make
and
more.
you're part of it. Sorry, and you're part of it. That's the thing. Um, like, it's people that use it, people that own like a Mintbase store. Like, we don't really we can't do anything on your store. We cannot delete your stuff. We literally are just showing the stuff that you've created in a pleasant way. So
Yeah,
that's the funniest part.
yeah, but that's the thing. This pleasant way sometimes sells more than the stuff itself. Because so, like if you see a pretty product, many times that person buys it because it looks good,
Yeah.
not because it's the most brilliant cell phone ever. Sometimes it's just packed in a pretty way.
That's
So pretty, I want it. That's what people usually react to that. To looks good, it makes me feel good. I want to have it, and that's it. Sometimes it's not a matter of, oh, is this a good investment? No, something many times it's just I want it. I like it. It's mine. So yeah, it helps. It helps to sell the other people NFTs, and it helps to create a sense of belonging to a space, to a community. It helps to create this imaginary, the culture of
Yeah.
of a place, right? It's not just a forum. You have a cool space to see people's work, and that's cool. And people been interacting. I've seen Mama J has a bunch of projects for people to create galleries with
Yeah.
3XR, and it's awesome. Like I said before, I want to create my to the DAO, the 3XR galleries, to organize everything and look good. Because yeah, and when I'm going to share the links, I say, oh, look here, the NFTs, this product from our DAO. It looks
Yeah,
good in this gallery, and you can see everything we've been doing, our hard work packed in a pretty way. Because nobody wants to show something poorly done.
yeah,
Not that Mintbase is poorly done, but it is not for now.
yeah.
It doesn't have that kind of visual appeal like a gallery, for instance, because we,
Right.
we like to see 3D things. We like to see the space in a pretty
We
way.
live in 3D, right? You
Yeah,
live in 3D. You go to like
yeah,
you go to a shop or you go to a gallery in real life, and you're experiencing things three dimensionally, right?
yeah.
And yeah, I understand like your what you're saying about Mintbase. Well, Mintbase is good, it works,
It's
but
awesome.
it's just it's a to do website, right? It's
Yeah,
just like many others. So maybe you want to you want to experience things differently, and that's what 3XR can offer.
yeah.
That's what we're rolling.
And especially to bring new people to to the space, to the Web3 space, for instance. uh, it's easier for people to relate with the 3D space. Something
Yeah,
that, yeah, oh, look at that, it's a gallery, and you can show people everything, and they instantly see that's good. That's okay. You don't have to convince. Oh yeah, now
yeah,
I can see NFTs in a great way because yeah, I can see them. They here organized in the space. It's not just a website with the arts there. It's
yeah.
awesome, but it's way cooler when you see it in a space.
No, that's for sure. And funny enough, like I was talking to this guy the other day, and he's actually writing his thesis on NFTs, right?
Yeah,
And he never really. I mean, it was writing a very specific use case like ticketing and more on the business side of things and how that would work on the big industry. But then I was talking to them and to him, and like I showed him like 3XR, and he was like, "Oh, I've never seen such thing. You know, like this makes sense. I can use this to show people, like to feel more familiar with the
yeah,
fact that these things exist digitally." So that's yeah, that's interesting to know. Like for me, like it was obvious. So it's really nice to when I talk to people and they tell me, "Oh, I really understand now," or I can see it now
yeah.
through this way. So that's cool.
It's okay. It is virtual, but when you put it on a 3D space, I think yeah, it's easier to relate, to understand, to see the use. To I was going to say something, but it flew my mind. Yeah, I know. When you're speaking and thinking a lot, I just lost what I was trying to. Yeah, but is that the metaverse is a great way for people to understand what Web3 is all about in a more immersive way and really connect to it, to the spirit of it. Not only keep hearing buzzwords and oh LF3 and these things, and you really start to live this community,
Uh-huh.
this the vibe, not the vibe, yeah, but I think you get
No, I
what
get
I
it.
mean.
Uh,
Because
100%.
yeah,
Like you go to a. So go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, you kind of live it. It's
Hmm.
it's virtual, but it's more materialized.
Uh-huh, for sure.
It's not a good word, but yeah, I think you get what I'm saying. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the metaverse really helps people to live the Web3 concepts. I think better. I don't know if everyone agrees with that, but for me, it looks like
Yeah. I think a lot of people agree with that.
yeah. And where did the inspiration and the motivation to start and create 3XR came from? What
Yeah.
would you say?
Well, I think it goes back to my teenage years where I was always
Cool.
questioning money. What is money? You know, like I never really understood money, and I was always so angry to my parents because they were like, "Yeah, you just gotta, you know." just gotta not understand that money is what fuels society, and just take it, understand that, like. And I was like, yeah, but where does money come from? Like, where all of these things are created. So I think when it all goes back to me, like learning crypto, and like, just getting in touch with this community, and because people question things, and
Yeah.
people, like, um, are very, how do you say, revolutionary in a sense. Like they question the big government, they question the big companies. Like they want to build different in a different way. And that's where I kind of like started thinking, well, yeah, you can create money. Like you can just create a token, and boom, you have money. uh, no, but yeah, for me it was CryptoKitties. Like, I learned about CryptoKitties, I think it was like the first big NFT project. And they had this NFT standard proposal, on Ethereum, and I went through the standard proposal, and I was like, yeah, this could be images, this could be 3D models, this could be text, this could be pretty much anything. And the fact that NFTs could be anything just really, my mind exploded, and I was like, I want to build things with NFTs, that's for sure. So at first I started a very similar project to CryptoKitties. It didn't, I mean, it went okay, because it was just like the start of the bear market, 2018 bear market, with
Oh
crypto was
yeah.
going down. I launched the
Mm-hmm.
project. It didn't go
Oh
well.
yeah.
But I kept building things and learning a lot.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
yeah, that was super good. So the motivation for 3XR is a mix of two things. So 3XR is NFTs and VR, basically, right? If you could put it that way. VR for me was, I was working on projects, games for VR. I published a few games on the Oculus store, Oculus ecosystem, and I couldn't really understand how bad they treated, indie developers. So I wasn't a very well-paid indie developer. I was building games with my own money. I was, putting a lot of effort, and the games, were published very difficult, like with a lot of obstacles. Like there wasn't a lot
Mm-hmm.
of help from them, I would say. And then, the things like with payouts are crazy. Like you need to make at least like $100 a month for them to process a payout. So that's
What?
one of the rules. Yeah, it's their rules. So,
Crazy.
that's a common thing in these big companies, because they have to process a lot of payouts that cost a lot of
Mm-hmm.
money. So if you're not like a big publisher, they don't care that much.
Oh yeah.
So that's where like smart contracts and NFTs make sense, because payouts are instant. Like you make a sale, it's instant finality, right? On here you have 1 second finality, so it's like you can make a sale immediately and payouts to a lot of people. So, 3XR is just for me a way to experiment and try to build things in VR, with novel ways to create business models, and just try to get rid of Meta slash Facebook. That's a big stretch. That's a big stretch, but, that's the motivation for sure.
Yeah,
That's what inspires me. Yeah.
for sure. Who wants corporative metaverse, insider, pretty space, free space? I don't.
Yeah. Me neither.
I think they eventually will come, but yeah, I hope it takes a while. And yeah, I
They're
hope they,
coming. Like,
yeah, it's
uh,
inevitable. Is where they will come. They will come and they will try to get the big money. But it's okay.
yeah.
We'll be ready. I
Hopefully.
hope. I'm kidding. Yeah, we'll be. We'll make. We'll do what we always do.
Yeah, and things like,
Adapt
for
and.
example, but the things like the metaverse, history, like you know, I'm not sure, about your background, but like you've touched like a very very important points when you're describing like what you're doing, right? You just said like, we want to publish this in a permanent way.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, do you think like Facebook would allow such thing? Like you publish something in a permanent way, like that they. So I think like it will be really hard for these big companies to adapt to the core principles we
Yeah,
have in these communities. So I'm not scared about that, to be honest.
yeah,
I'm more
me
scared like
too.
if yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say something.
I thought you were going to say something. That's why I shut up.
It's okay, no problem. You can speak.
uh, no, it's just yeah. These the one thing that I feel like education. How did you started thinking about these things? For example, how did you get to think about I need to publish this in a permanent way?
About the thing from Metaverse style.
Yeah, for example.
Yeah. Well, actually, that wasn't me. That was the philosopher, because he has this idea of being a meta historian, right? So yeah, is there a better way to keep history if you have something that can be permanent, because and it cannot be changed? It's being written there, so no one can come after and change the history. It's there. No one can mess with that. So yeah, the thing about what I like the most in Web3 is this idea of owning the content you create. We go there, we have all this work, and we go to events, and we have all this what's the word? Yeah, we want to make something good, something that keeps the history of everything, everyone that was there in the beginning, and the events they made, and they can show it after and organize if they want to show what they've been doing. It's like a receipt, but not actually a receipt. But and you can mess with that. It's there.
Yeah.
You can corrupt it, even if well, there's a downside to that. Sometimes people don't want things to be permanent, but in this case, I don't see why not. If we are creating a magazine, why would we want to destroy it? If we start to doing it better, it's okay. It's there to show us. Oh, look, I used to be do things that way, and now I evolved. It's different. I don't see why not storing things if you can.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can see that from like a big YouTubers, for example, like PewDiePie, which is one of the largest followings on YouTube. You can still go back to his videos and order like from the oldest to the newest, and you still see like videos from 28 or
That's
2008 or
awesome.
2009. I mean, the quality is not the same. It's definitely like a different
Sure.
person, but it's a track. It's something that you've done. And you should be proud of this. So that makes sense. I love the concept of like permanently creating history. That's a very cool thing, to be honest. Um,
Yeah,
Even
and
if it's just like 5 years from now, you look back and you're like, this thing, I was there. I made this.
it's exactly that. We can research. We can have people researching there, because it was done then. Nobody could edit the content.
Yeah,
You can't trust what's there.
yeah,
People can lie, yes, they can. But if they lie, people right now can check what I'm saying. They can go on blockchain and look through our history, and yeah, it's everything there. Everything. You can't hide. It's transparent. It's transparent. So everything can be researched and checked, and yeah, I think it's brilliant. It's fair. Is I don't know what else to say. It's awesome.
yeah,
I love it. Not everyone likes it. Many people would really like to being able to edit what they done, but yeah, I'm good with that.
yeah. If you do good, it's fine to start good.
And if I make a mistake, it's okay. I'm human. If
Yeah.
I put a typo on my NFT, what can I do? It's there, and it'll be there. It's rare, has
Embrace
a
the typo.
typo. Yeah, it's rare because it has a typo.
It's unique.
Why did you choose to build on your protocol? Why did you find your
Yeah.
home here?
Well, because I was hired by Mintbase, that was the initial decision. um, so very honest, I was
Yeah.
actually, like I got hired by Mintbase, and the fun part was at first I thought I was gonna build on Ethereum because I'm not even sure if they mentioned. I mean, they mentioned they were starting to build on Near, but it wasn't clear to me when I joined Mintbase that I was just gonna focus on Near. So the first week, Nate, the CEO slash co-founder of Mintbase, he told me, you're gonna build on Near. Are you excited? I'm like, okay, I don't know anything about Near, but sure, I think I can do it. Um, so at first I was very not so not that I wasn't happy, but I was just okay, fair enough. Let's see what this is about. But then like all of a sudden, like after a few weeks, months, I really noticed the true power of the technology. Like even like the community wasn't there yet. Like there was nothing happening on here when I joined. But the technology was really interesting, very good user experience in my opinion. Um, and then yeah, I just liked it and saw like the communities forming, which is very exciting because today I don't know what's going on here. There's so much happening, there's so many different
Yeah,
things. So yeah, that's why that's why I'm here.
I always hear people saying that it's fast, is cheap, is uh, good to use, right? Especially when it comes to devs, that's the focus. The main focus that is good to work on. And actually, the price is not everything, but it helps a lot because we would have a hard time to create a community that uses so much the tools and the apps if everything was very costly. We have people from all around the world, not only first world people, but third world people. Oh my god, my stomach rolled up. Third world people like Brazil or Africa. There's actually tons of countries from Africa that are using it. No, many people are from Nigeria, for instance.
Yep.
You see a lot of people from there, and it's good to see it actually decentralized because it's not only on Europe or on the US. That's usually where we see the action going on. And on here, I have been seeing people from all over, from Vietnam, everywhere. It's really good to see the community being so global because it's not, the prices are not, they don't forbid you to do anything. Because we didn't get paid on dollar before, right? So yeah,
Yep.
it would be very hard to put money there. But
Yep.
it's it's great, and people, the community actually helps. Even when the person that doesn't have money to start a wallet, people will help you. Will help you set up your wallet and start minting your stuff on Mintbase. And then when you see what you are creating on the Web3, it's not hard.
Yep.
It's actually very easy to use. Creating a wallet on here is very silly easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mintbase also, it's not hard to use. You can mint something without much trouble. Yeah,
Yep.
it's very good. And that's
Yeah,
it.
and I think I don't think that there's a lot of people actually like not specifically near, but like in the crypto sphere, not a lot of people talk about this, that the importance of having people from all around the world, from all
Yeah,
different like backgrounds and you know so for example third world countries, I mean we cannot exclude people because they don't have enough money to do things on chain. Um, so that's definitely a good thing on Near. And I even like if prices go up, like prices meaning like the Near token price
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
up, like it will still be cheap enough for people to use it. You know, might be less cheaper, but when compared to other certain like other technologies right now, like there's no way to compete with that. So yeah, I'm very happy to see different like people from Brazil, like a lot of like a large community on Near, and also Mintbase. Like a lot of the things that are coming out like are essentially from the Brazilian community, which for
Yeah.
me like it's very exciting to see. And partially because Tezos, for example, was one of the
Yeah.
largest artist
Yeah.
community on Web3, and seeing like some of these people coming as well to Near and finding like their home here is very good.
Yeah, because that was it. You have a lot of people from emergent countries that couldn't use the blockchain as easily, or yeah, you had to go to Tezos before near. I always saw people talking about Tezos, but and you have alternatives. It's not just one blockchain. When Hicketnock fell, people looked like they were in grief because yeah, we have no home, but it sure. So it was very fast that it came another marketplaces took the place and help the community. I
Mhm.
wasn't there, so I'm just saying what I'm saying is
Yeah, yeah,
hearsay. I don't know for sure. It's just something I heard. Um, but yeah, and when I found out about Near, and well, actually the forum is so organized. I was happy to it was easy to find information and people wanting to help you understand how you can do stuff on Near. I really liked the community. I was very welcomed. I felt good. I felt like I belonged there. And yeah, I don't know if people can say that from everywhere. Like I understood what I'm not a dev. I don't have a background in any of that. So for me as an artist, it was very easy to get used to it and really use it. So yeah, come to near people.
yeah.
Yeah. Now the question is about what are your thoughts on the metaverse? That's your thing. And do you think that having virtual space on the metaverse really makes a difference when a DAO is trying to grow, or well, you can break the question up because otherwise it is too difficult to answer.
Yeah. So I was I was in the metaverse before it was cool. I'm just kidding. No, the metaverse for me, like it's funny because when I started all of this journey, right, the metaverse word was there. Like people use it from time to time. It wasn't like very, it wasn't used all the time. It was just like the metaverse is this vision, big vision for what we're doing, but it wasn't clear that this is like what like when you work on this space now, you gotta put a flag saying I'm a metaverse guy, So it wasn't like that, but so I still think like the metaverse is a very vague and open term, which is fine.
Yeah, it is.
It's just very vague. So I think the metaverse is pretty much like the current internet, right? If we could put it in these words, like the current internet, but with more or improved spatial interface.
Yeah,
So that's kind of like what we're seeing today, where we go on these virtual worlds, spatial interfaces, and we do things that would we do normally on the internet, right? We click on things, we watch videos, we talk to people. That can be done without the spatial interface as well, but this improves all the other things. The other thing I would like to say about this is that for the listeners here, the term, and for who doesn't know, the term was coined by Neil Stephenson on a book, Snow Crash, right? And it's like this, you know, the vision is like they live in that metaverse. They work, they
Mm-hmm.
do many things in the space. Like there's no difference between like real life or virtual life in that sense. It's like everything can be done in this spatial world, like virtual world, right? And regarding to what we're seeing today in the increase of spaces and things that are going on, like I think, as I mentioned before, like what really, you know, helped this was COVID, right? Because COVID accelerated in all the senses, like
Yeah,
digital human interactions.
for
We're
sure.
more used to that today. Like from like young people to old people, they connected for the past 2 years through video calls, which was probably not as common thing as before, right? And then like remote first. So companies moving to remote first, or remote friendly. For me, that was a good thing, because I can work from home, I can work from anywhere. But that also did something that now we not only connect, we don't play, we are not just playing games or having video calls. We're actually working with people that we probably don't see in person. So all of this, the transformation that is happening today in society is really pushing for the metaverse, which is a virtual space where you interact like the real world, right? The real space.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this is what my thoughts are. I think this is the the direction we're taking, and that makes sense because as we grow in terms of like in terms of things we can do digitally, and as we grow, yeah, as we are more global or more international, this has to be this way, right? Because for you, for example, in Brazil, like you should have the same opportunities as I do, like here in Portugal, right? And it doesn't make
Sure.
sense that uh, you don't, right? Because we're people, the same people, like living in this world, connected world. Like it makes sense to have the same opportunities, participate in the same things, and I think like metaverses are helping in that way. Uh, Still the beginning, but definitely the direction.
Yeah.
And then the other question, I forgot the question. Sorry.
Oh, no
I
problem.
was I
It
was
was
like
it was a
traveling
big
here.
question. Yeah, no problem. I was just asking if you think, how do you think that having a metaverse space helps DAOs and people actually uh, reach their objectives in a better way? Why should people come to the metaverse? Build on the metaverse. Build on the metaverse.
Yeah. Well, I think the that's a very good question.
No, it's okay.
It's very good. It's like um, well, if we think of the metaverse again, like just this spatial interface, right now there's no really like any good reason other than you want to have something cool where people can connect there. That's a pretty good use case, but
Yeah.
that's not enough for people to come. Like I can't tell my parents just why don't you create a 3XR space? They don't have to because there's no way for them to do anything here. But on the other hand, like the things like because this is not just the metaverse, because if you think of metaverse as also the blockchain part where things are
Mm-hmm.
stored, things are
Yeah.
tracked, things are open. People can transact money, can transact things, can create, can store all the information, and that I think is the base for the metaverse. Then yes, that's the primary reason why people should come to this space because there are more opportunities, there are more transparency, there are more there are so many things you can do that you just have to be you and just build something, just do something, and all of a sudden you created your own opportunities. So that's one of the reasons to join this space right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to really create things from scratch. Uh,
Yeah.
it's a brand new space. You can, oh, there's so many possibilities. You're writing a book. build something on the metaverse for people to enjoy your book in a visual way too. There's so many things you can do with metaverse. I have plenty of ideas all the time because, yeah, why not? Like something simple things. You're making a show and you want to make it available to people all over the world. Go to the metaverse. Do your thing in real life and also stream it. Why not?
Yeah.
You can have your audience explode. You can and you can make it available for people that couldn't
Yep.
for many reasons. I think it is a brilliant way to enhance the experience also.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, I
why
agree.
not? I'm a metaverse fan.
Yeah, enhancing experiences is probably one of the, the most interesting part here, because, for example, for me, like when I started like playing around with headsets, like VR headsets, for me there wasn't like you know a clear reason why I would attend an event. But then I think it was Tomorrowland. Do you know Tomorrowland, the festival, music festival?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
It's like a electronic festival, whatever.
Yeah, I heard about
So
it. I never went there, but I heard about it.
me neither. I just went there virtually, and that's where
Oh,
I'm like
awesome.
going with the where I'm going with the conversation, because I think it was a night, like probably like 2 years ago, and I was home. I knew like there was this event in VR, and I was like, yeah, maybe I should attend it and just listen to some music. So I grabbed the beer, and I was like headset on,
Awesome.
drinking beer, enjoying the music, and I was like, all right, this but better. Like it needs to have more things, but this is for sure what will change for sure, like the show business. Because people have their phones. They listen to music, they watch some
Yeah,
things there. So once you have people like on headsets and you have all of these experiences, there are impossible, like so many things you could do, like a lot of things you could build. So for sure, the experience part is what sells me.
yeah. I was well. Actually, I've been thinking about it because we're making an event this day on Sunday, and we wanted to make a campfire. It was so cool building the space and thinking about the vibe because it will be a horror event. So I wanted to give this chill, this vibe, and it's so cool. You can really create the space and the ambience for it to
Yeah.
happen in a way that you really it's immersive. You can really be there. But you're not only floating in a space and talking to people. You're there in a really creepy place with things happening, and this is so cool because it really creates an experience for people, and that's what I love about VR. I've been studying 3D also, and I will certainly try to create more to VR also because
Nice.
oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
And it's something that's very easy to understand.
Yeah.
What's the point? You are in your house, and all of a sudden you're an event. You are watching a show in Australia. I don't know. And it's amazing. It's really amazing. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
space travel.
100%. Space traveling for sure. The true space traveling.
Yeah, because you feel like you're there. I never used VR before since recently, and wow,
Yeah,
it
it
was really
changes,
cool.
right?
Yeah, like oh my god, I looked around and I was really there. It was amazing. It really
Yeah. Were
changes.
you were
Sorry.
you? I mean, I always I always ask, like, did you use the Oculus headset? The
Yeah,
So you tried the first steps tutorial, the first tutorial, like
with the
you see the
robot.
hands. Yeah, with the robot. Yes.
Oh, he's so cute. I loved
That's
it. I danced with him.
Yeah, that's such a simple experience, but you see like the potential
Oh,
of this
it's
thing.
awesome.
you dance like it didn't tell you to dance. It was just like trying to move you,
Yeah,
and
it
all of a
was
sudden you're like, I'm
amazing.
dancing now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was so
it
cool,
was
and
crazy.
it really was an experience. I really experienced that. I really danced. I really did things. I was really shooting little cubes.
Yeah,
It was really
that's
cool.
awesome.
So yeah, you really have this experience, and you're really there. You really feel like you are. It's not feeling like you are really doing it.
Yeah,
You're not just not with your hands holding a weapon, for instance. But
yeah,
yeah, you have the experience. You feel like it, and that's awesome.
yeah.
So what are your plans for the future of 3XR? Do you have an idea of what are your next steps?
Yeah, like in the short term, we have a lot of things we want to do. So, for example, like enhance the experience on Create Thing, where instead of having to mint the gallery right away, you can just create sort of like an ephemeral space that you can keep on building. For example, adding others to build with you. Um,
Oh,
Also
cool.
having, yeah, that's planned for like in the short term. So also, this the thing we were talking before about, like instead of just showing frames on the wall, you can like add 3D models,
Yeah.
other types of things. That's for sure in the short term. Then like near cribs, which is this 100 for now. Like the first collection is 100 unique tokens, and it's pretty funny because each token, like similar to PFPs, have layers, right? And you have like 5 layers, which is sections of the space. And
Mm-hmm.
then it will be like you have one section that is Panton. Panton? I didn't know before we started working on the project. But
Python.
no, Panton. Wait, do you have like
Oh, Pantone, like the color chart. Is that it?
not sure. Panton
I
is like
think
no. No, it's an artist. Maybe it's not Panton. Wait,
Oh, I'm going crazy here. I'm understanding all kind of stuff.
I thought it was Panton. Well, anyways, I thought it was Panton. It's actually not Panton. Anyways, but yeah, it's like different types of you know each layer is a different type of space. So you have Egyptian thing, we have the Panton, which I thought was Panton, and the other things. So that will be interesting to see, like you know how people react to that, and how each DAO can have their own space, unique gallery,
Oh, I'm
and
so
then
excited for that.
yeah, me too. Me too. And also, this will be interesting because we are, extending what Create Thing allows you today, where we have like a bunch of templates. Now,
Mm-hmm.
each one of these will be also a template, meaning that if your DAO holds your near crib, then if anyone uses that, you'll also be placed the royalties as the holder of that one space. So that's the beginning of just finding like more ways to increase what we can do with royalties, because royalties are really interesting, and I think they are probably the way to find new business models here
Yeah.
for creators
Cool.
mostly. Like creators will benefit from this for sure. And what else? Well, improving 3XR in general, like there's a lot of things we can still improve, like adding a voice chat, adding a chat. That's also in the
Cool.
plans.
Cool.
What else? Yeah, we were discussing more ideas recently. Yeah, I mean, generally we're just improving. We just really, one of our goals is just also to have more people onboarded. So DAOs, participating in the process, which is crazy to think like this was an idea in September, right? It was like maybe we can do like DAOs can mint tokens on behalf of users. That was an idea, and I was talking to Rui, which is also the other guy that is working on 3XR with me, and we were talking about this. And it was like, no way, this is never gonna happen. And all of a sudden, we have DAOs onboarded, and now like one
Yeah,
of these new galleries are being minted through DAOs. So that is amazing
that's
to see.
awesome.
But explaining, I think this needs more explaining. A lot of people understand it. Not a lot of people, sorry, like some people do understand it because they are the crazy ones like us. that kind of like understand all of this madness. But I think we need a better way to explain to like a broader audience what is really going on
Yeah.
here, because your organization can own your own contracts, your, for example, Mint-based contract, and that is your own decentralized piece. Like we cannot do anything there. It's your decision, like if you want to mint that thing or not, and help the community be more involved on the creations that go through the DAO, through your Mint-based store. Things like that is what really is driving us. So those are the plans for the short term. I think in the longer term, I really hope to find through all of these experiments a good way that helps people that are creating these things to not have to touch the traditional platforms such as YouTube, Instagram. That's more of a longer vision, like longer term vision, is that
That would be
this is
awesome.
good enough, like for you to you want to create, you can create with us in the sense that like we are providing you the tools to self own and manage all the the money flows that go through the things you build. So that is the longer term vision. Yeah,
Awesome. It's a dream.
yeah,
Imagine never having to go give your data away for free. Brilliant, right? I
it's
like
hard.
it.
It's really hard. Um, but it's good that we have so many people already involved now, and I think
Yeah,
a lot of people that are involved like really understand the power of these things, or at least they're open to never touch the more traditional platforms again.
yeah,
But it's just really hard to compete right now. It's impossible. This is just a
yeah.
very big dream.
We're there trying to bring people. Come on, come to the Web3 side. We have we have cookies. Maybe you can choose.
Virtual cookies.
So, yeah, I was going to ask what are you working on now, but you already touched the subject enough, I guess.
Yeah,
So now the questions about the future. What legacy would you like to leave for future creatives and builders?
yeah. Well, I learned from my mistakes in the past. So my first NFT project wasn't stored on IPFS or Arweave. It was centralized on our database,
Yeah,
and that was good enough for me to understand why we need to, permanently store all these things. Because
yeah,
we launched the NFT collection, and it's still out there. I think OpenSea indexed our collection, but it's not, on our server anymore because the
oh,
server is down. Yeah,
mm,
this is a very big. We didn't sell a lot. We don't have like many holders, so that was fine. But
mhm,
I learned from that, and the things that I want to leave for like future creatives and builders is this take that it's very important that we follow like the good principles of storing things in a decentralized fashion.
yeah,
So what I really would love to leave as a legacy is like the building blocks for all of this. So if 3XR, and I hope it doesn't die, but if 3XR dies, we have enough out there that helps people rebuild again, such as Technon, for example. Like it was down, like, but it was
yeah.
open enough that people could like just bootstrap, not bootstrap, but like how do you say, erguer, like
I got it. Yeah, rise it up again from the dead, but not exactly.
yeah,
But yeah, build it up again on top of that. You
yeah,
had the basis, right? You could build on top.
that's true.
It's great. So if you could give some words of wisdom to those who are starting now, what would you say to
Yeah.
them?
Well, generally, right now that we're entering this, this bear market phase,
Yeah,
I would just like say that the best things are built in these downtimes. To be honest,
yeah,
um, that like people should not be looking at prices and thinking like, oh, this is going to zero, or
hmm,
this. I mean, if it's not interesting enough to you, even if the price is down, like, I mean, probably you should not be here. But if you're still here and the price is down, like, yeah, just get over the hype and focus on building things that matter. and be fearless, because we're participating in something that could really change how people live their lives. So yeah, just keep building. Just keep building. It's my thing.
It's a good motto. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, during I heard so many people saying that during the bear market, many great projects are built because
Yeah.
you're there, studying, improving, working, while people are just looking at the money, but you're there, insisting and really learning more, while
Yeah.
people are kind
So
of sleeping.
yeah, and part of the reason is, in when there's like a down in the market for too long, like you don't have opportunists because people just move away to other
Lose
things.
interest.
That's
Yeah.
what I've seen, like in the first bear market I was like, from 2018 to 2020, sort of, or
Hmm.
2019. It was like everyone left, like all the people I was involved with in crypto, where I knew they were involved, like they all of a sudden lost interest. Then like things slowed down, but like the community got stronger. The people that
Yeah.
stayed, like they had to help each other out, because, and I think that will happen this time as well. Like I don't think it will be as bad. Hopefully, I don't think it will be as bad. But if it gets really bad, I think like people will get stronger, and more connected.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's a good thought because yeah, people get desperate, but it will pass. This too shall pass.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
That's it. Well, thank you so much, Luis, for being here and taking time to be. I know it's already very late where you are, so thank you very much. It's been a great pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been a great pleasure to be here, and great conversation.
I'm excited to see everything you're building. I'm dying to get my gallery.
Awesome.
It'll be awesome. Thank you very much. Have an awesome night.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.